If you want to protect your heart, extend your lifespan, and dramatically reduce your risk of heart attack, then what I'm about to show you might be one of the most important meals you ever learn. Because this isn't just healthy food. This is a complete, evidence-based, multi-layered meal that targets the actual biological drivers of heart disease, inflammation, cholesterol, oxidation, blood sugar, instability, and arterial stiffness, all in one sitting. And by the end of this video, you won't just know what to eat, you'll understand why it works at a cellular level inside your arteries. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Miles, an emergency medicine doctor with 13 years of clinical experience. And what I'm sharing with you today is the exact type of nutritional approach I wish more patients understood before they ever reach the hospital. Now, before we go further, and this is important, if you find value in this kind of life-saving information, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps the growth of this content, and it allows me to keep breaking down complex medical science into simple, practical steps you can actually use. Now let's get into it. A few weeks ago, I saw a patient in her late 50s who came into A&E with chest discomfort, not sharp pain, not dramatic symptoms, but a heavy pressure that came on when she walked upstairs and disappeared when she rested. Classic early warning signs of coronary artery disease. Her tests weren't catastrophic. Nothing screamed emergency on paper. But clinically, it was a warning sign her arteries had been narrowing for years. After we stabilized her, she asked me something I don't hear often. If you had to choose one meal to fix my heart, what would it be? That question stuck with me. Because the truth is, in early heart disease, food isn't just prevention. It is part of the treatment strategy. So I told her what I'm about to show you now. A full meal, built not around taste alone, but around biology, why modern heart disease is still rising. Despite all our medical advances, heart disease is still one of the leading causes of death globally. And the reason is simple. We've gotten better at treatment, but worse at daily biology. Most modern diets constantly trigger blood sugar spikes, chronic inflammation, LDL, cholesterol, oxidation, endothelial, artery lining damage. And over time, that creates a silent process called atherosclerosis, the buildup of unstable plaque in arteries. Not just cholesterol, but inflamed, oxidized, unstable deposits that narrow blood flow. So the goal of this meal is not just healthy eating. It is to reduce LDL cholesterol burden, prevent LDL oxidation, improve blood vessel flexibility, stabilize blood sugar, lower inflammation, support gut-heart connection. Now let's build the meal step by step. Starter: lentil, rocket, and walnut salad. This is where we begin repairing cholesterol metabolism. Ingredients: cooked lentils, rocket arugula, walnuts, extra virgin olive oil, lemon, garlic, tahini dressing. Why it works. Lentils are one of the most powerful natural sources of soluble fiber. And soluble fiber does something fascinating. It binds bile acids in your gut, forcing your liver to use circulating cholesterol to replace them, meaning your body actively pulls LDL cholesterol out of the bloodstream. Not because you avoided cholesterol, but because your body's recycling it. Then we add walnuts. Walnuts contain plant-based omega-3 ALA, which helps reduce inflammatory activity in blood vessels and supports plaque stability. Extra virgin olive oil brings polyphenols compounds that help prevent LDL oxidation. And this is key. Because LDL cholesterol is not inherently dangerous, oxidized LDL is. Finally, rocket adds natural nitrates that support nitric oxide production, helping blood vessels relax and stay flexible. So this starter is not a salad. It's vascular repair support. Main: salmon, broccoli, spinach, and quinoa bowl. If the starter lowers cholesterol pressure, the main course improves artery function. Ingredients: salmon, broccoli, spinach, quinoa, avocado. Why it works. Salmon is rich in EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. These compounds reduce triglycerides, lower inflammation, and help stabilize arterial plaque so it's less likely to rupture. And plaque rupture, not gradual buildup, is what causes most heart attacks. Broccoli and spinach introduce dietary nitrates that convert into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is essentially your body's natural artery relaxer. It helps lower blood pressure, improve circulation, reduce arterial stiffness. Quinoa provides slow-release carbohydrates that prevent sharp glucose spikes, because every glucose spike forces an insulin spike, and repeated insulin spikes contribute to arterial damage over time. Avocado adds monounsaturated fats that reduce inflammation and improve lipid balance. So this main course does something important. It replaces metabolic stress with metabolic stability. Dessert: Greek yogurt, berries, and pistachios. Now we repair the gut-heart connection. Ingredients: full-fat Greek yogurt, blueberries, mixed berries, pistachios. Why it works? Berries are rich in anthocyanins, compounds that improve endothelial function, meaning your arteries dilate more effectively and respond better to blood flow demand. Greek yogurt supports a healthy gut microbiome, and this matters more than most people realize. Because gut bacteria influence inflammation levels, cholesterol metabolism, blood pressure regulation. Pistachios contain phytosterols, plant compounds that compete with cholesterol absorption in the intestines, so less dietary cholesterol enters circulation, meaning less burden on the liver and arterial system. This dessert is not indulgent. It is a microbiome and cholesterol modulation. Drink kefir. This is where the system gets reinforced. Kefir is a fermented milk drink rich in diverse probiotic strains. And diversity matters more than quantity when it comes to gut health. A healthy microbiome helps regulate inflammation, blood lipid levels, immune signaling, metabolic balance. Think of kefir as long-term maintenance for everything the meal just started repairing. The real science behind this meal: if you zoom out, something powerful becomes clear. This is not one superfood meal. It is a coordinated biological strategy. Each component targets a different driver of heart disease. Fiber lowers LDL cholesterol. Polyphenols reduce LDL oxidation. Omega-3s stabilize plaque. Nitrates improve blood flow. Low GI carbs stabilize insulin response. Fermented foods improve gut-heart signaling. Most medications target one pathway. This meal influences multiple at once. The most important misunderstanding: a lot of people assume heart disease is just about cholesterol. But clinically, that's only part of the story. The real danger is inflammation inside artery walls, oxidation of cholesterol particles, loss of arterial flexibility, chronic insulin elevation. That's why people who eat low cholesterol can still develop heart disease, because the environment inside the body matters more than a single nutrient. What I told my patient, I told her something very simple. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. If most of your meals shift in this direction, more whole foods, more fiber, more omega-3s, less ultra-processed foods, then over time, your arteries respond. Not overnight, but biologically, consistently. You cannot reverse heart disease with one meal, but you can absolutely influence the direction your cardiovascular system is moving in. Every meal is a signal of repair or a signal of stress. And the goal is simple: more repair signals than damage signals over time. That is how heart health is actually built. If you found this useful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It genuinely supports the growth of this content, and it allows me to keep breaking down real medical science into practical steps you can use in everyday life. And remember, your heart doesn't respond to perfection. It responds to patterns. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next video.